Hey guys, I'm Amanda from getalifeatsea.com. I spent 10 years working on cruise ships and now I own a company called getalifeatsea.com where I help adventurers just like you get paid to work on cruise ships and see the world. And how I do that is to aid you with the navigation of the cruise ship interview and hiring process. So today's topic is all about how you deal with things like dental cleanings when you're working away on a cruise ship for up to 6 months at a time. So let's get into it. So, number one, and again, thank you to the wonderful individual who sent this question to me. When it comes to dental cleanings, number one is the fact that prior to joining, you are going to be required to do a pre-employment medical. And one of my earliest videos actually on YouTube talks about some basic document requirements. And so part of that pre-employment medical is going to be either showing that you've had a dental check in the last 6 months prior to joining or getting one done prior to joining. And the reason that a dental check is part of the pre-employment medical is that the cruise line does cover you for medical, including emergency dental work, but they do want to make sure that you are good to go before you actually join. So before you even step foot on the ship, the company will need to see proof most often that you have seen a dentist in at least the last 6 months prior to arrival. Now, that being said, the dental check that's part of the medical, you will be responsible for paying for that prior to joining. And if you watch that initial video way back, I think it's like my third or fourth video I've ever done on YouTube for Get a Life at Sea, you'll see that typically the pre-employment medicals are good with most companies for about 2 years. And that will be at your own cost. However, what I recommend when it comes to booking general dental maintenance and cleanings and things like that is make sure you have one before you go and join your ship, and also that you book your next one for when you return. And so when I worked on board cruise ships for a decade, I would always make sure that right before I left on my contract, I would pre-book my dental checkup for like the second or third week after I was back home. And that way I didn't have to worry about it when I was on the ship, worry about remembering booking and all that kind of stuff. It was just done. And so typically that second and third week after I got back home on leave, and typically you have about 6 to 10 weeks in between your contracts on leave, the second and third week I would just fill with appointments like that. So dental checks and general medical checkups and things like that. Now I'm going to be doing another video all on medical because of course there is an onboard medical facility, but with regards to this video, there is not an onboard dental facility. So let's talk about, we've already talked about kind of booking your own cleanings prior to departure and when you get back in general maintenance. But if you were to have a dental emergency, so you're on board, something major happens, I don't know, you slip and you fall and you chip a tooth majorly. So what will happen in that case is the onboard medical team will contact a local dentist in the next port of call or a specialist and locate them, book your appointment, and see that you are seen by that person in the next port of call and taken care of. So if something like that happens, the company actually will cover you. So that's sort of where it differs when it comes to things like, again, dental maintenance, cleaning. You need to take care of all that yourself, either prior to departure or upon your return home. But dental emergencies will be covered by the company in most cases. So that is all of my information when it comes to dental information for crew members on board. If you do want more info, feel free to head to the Get a Life at Sea site at getalifeatsea.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out the free Are You Ready for a Life at Sea quiz. You'll find out in 30 seconds or less if a life at sea is for you. You can take that at getalifeatsea.com. And of course, you can follow me on all my other social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus, LinkedIn, Periscope, of course, YouTube. You can just search me everywhere by searching Get a Life at Sea. So thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you next time.